It's a continuation of the Stanford 2020 2008, and we are in the Leeward Islands. We are in Antigua for the battle between one half of the Federation of St. Kitts, Nevis St. Kitts, taking on the U.S. Virgin Islands. And a pleasant welcome to everyone with this key battle, St. Kitts versus the USBI here at the Stanford Cricket Ground. It's a little bit chilly here at the Stanford Cricket Ground tonight, but we'll be warming up the atmosphere, hopefully with some very exciting cricket. Certainly one of the legends alongside me to discuss tonight's match. Sir Vivian Richards, a son of the soil, and also one of the greatest batsmen ever to grace the game of cricket. So Vivian, let's go straight into this contest. St. Kitts taking on USBI. A number of former Leeward Islands players now representing the USBI. It will be an exciting battle, won't it?
Certainly, and I was having a chat to young Weston, who is an Antiguan and who hails from south in this country, and obviously a very interesting character. And you have someone who I played with as well, and captain in Harris, who is the wicket keeper, and he was a tidy player in his day when he was representing the Leeward Islands. So I think Hamish Anthony as well, he came pretty close to Test berth. His brother, there's so many individuals, who would have played a part where regional cricket is concerned. So I think it's going to be a very interesting match.
Well, let's look at the event schedule, Sir Vivian, because we've got a number of pro teams battling for the $1 million prize in this tournament. We started with 20 teams. We've seen 3 teams already on their way home. Cayman Islands, the BVI, and Turks and Caicos already losing. And tonight's match, St. Kitts, USBI. And then from Saturday onwards, of course, before that, St. Martin playing. But Trinidad and Tobago, one of the bigger teams, start with Jamaica coming in on the 6th of February. Then Antigua, the oldest pro team. And then into the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, and then the big final on the 24th. Last night's match, Sir Vivian, saw Montserrat defeating Turks and Caicos. One of the highlights was a play of the match, which went to a young man by the name of Semper, Sir Vivian. Folks, just have a look at this and just tell me what you thought of it, Sir Vivian.
Well, I'm going to tell you what actually happened there. If you can see the way in which the batsman looked to pick the bat up, he was looking to drive the ball through the offside. It took the leading edge, and I think the guy who was fielding in that position must have been put off in so many different ways, but had the nerve, the energy, and everything that it takes in terms of what competing is all about. He wanted that badly, and finally he took off, and when he found that it was in his hands, you know what the feeling is like, and we saw what he did.
One of the things, Sir Vivian, just briefly about batting, you were one of the greatest batsmen of the modern era, certainly. When you applied to limited overs cricket, what sort of went through your mind in terms of the scoring areas that you were looking to target during the shorter version of the game?
Well, I believe the most important thing, you got to get ball on bat. I was listening to Gordon Greenwich the other night, and I think he tried to put it as mildly as possible. You don't have to get too carried away thinking because it's a shortened version, thinking, well, I've got to smash everything out of sight. When you do so, for some reason, and here's where my little coaching bits come into play here now, Bish, you sometimes take your eyes off the ball. It's like maybe hitting a golf ball. If you try to hit the life out of it for some reason, you're going to miss it at most times. So I think it's the same way this cricket is concerned, and the shorter version, to get ball and bat and still to try and play some orthodox shots, and when you believe that you would have been properly in, then you could have a dash.
Thank you very much for your thoughts, Sir Vivian. Well, you heard it from the legendary Sir Vivian Richards. One of the characters of this tournament has been Dane, Weston, a man who has been in battle with Sir Vivian over the years. He's a person that I'd like to see a lot more tonight. Let's go to Mike Haseman though first for an update on the playing surface and the toss.
Conditions in the middle are absolutely superb tonight. There's a little bit of a breeze which is coming from the east, which might assist the fast bowlers. It's just going over their shoulder. That's going to be quite helpful for them. But it's a beautiful night for cricket. Now the track is exactly the same one that was used yesterday. Now let's have a look at it. It was sprinkled again this morning just to liven up a little bit. And you can see there's still quite a bit of live grass, if you like. It's obviously brown, but it's still very much alive and long threads. So I think it's going to be a very nice track, and it's going to provide some pretty good bounce as well. The other thing I want to do tonight is to point out the size of this ground, the ground dimensions. It's a perfect ground made for cricket, 2020 cricket, and a perfect ground made for television. Sometimes it looks like it's a little bit on the small side, but it's not. As you can see, it's 70 metres square and also 70 yards, my mistake, square and also long, which is 64 metres. So it's a big enough ground. It's an average size ground. It's not small. Some of those sixes are big. 111 sixes hit in the tournament last time. Okay, let's go to the toss and see what the captains have got to say. Got Sherville Huggins from USVI, and of course Steve from St Kitts, and Richard Austin, the match referee, as per normal. So Steve, you've got the coin. You're going to toss. Sherville, you're going to call.
Heads.
What do we got there? You got a tail. Okay. Steve, you won the toss. What are you going to do?
I'm going to have a bat.
Okay. Now, what about your preparations? How have they been so far?
Our preparations have been great. We have a net last night at the Stamford ground, so it's going good.
And leading into the tournament, you've been training and playing a lot. I know you guys have been looking forward to this night for a long time.
Yeah, well, the guys have been playing. I was on duty for the Leeward Islands. They finished playing against the English team just before they came over.
Now, you're Steve Liebert, you're a young captain, but pretty experienced these days. I mean, the boys look at you as being the heartbeat of the team.
Well, yeah, and we brought back Colin Cannon. He's been at the helm for a while before I took over, so the guys are looking up to Colin and myself.
Okay. Good luck tonight.
Thanks.
Sherville, had you won the toss, would you also have batted?
Of course, I've done the same thing.
Okay, and why that? Why that choice?
Because for the previous game that I watched, all the teams that won the toss came out victorious. So I think it'll be the best opportunity for us to do the same thing. And with the team that I have, the opportunity is there for us to pile up a good score and defend it in the field.
Okay, now Desi Haynes, your legend, one of your two legends, has been spending a lot of time with you guys. How helpful has that been?
Oh yes, Desmond been there for 3 weeks with us, and he really showed us a lot how to go about professionally in the field, fielding wise, batting wise, different techniques that we have to use in order to deal with the different type of bowling. And we think we did very well, and we're here this evening to perform that.
Okay, now what about the atmosphere in the change room now? How are the boys feeling? They're pretty toey, or are they pretty relaxed?
Well, my guys, they're positive. They're ready for the game. I can say that much about them. So I'm looking forward to see them come out and perform exactly what they're ready for right now.
Okay, well, good luck.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, so the news in the middle, St Kitts have won the toss, and they've elected to bat.
And much of what St Kitts will do tonight will depend on their captain, Steve Liebert. Colin Cannoneer is back as well, so much expected from them. And Hamish Anthony, the West Indies all-rounder in this USVI team. But all eyes will be on Dane, Weston, second from bottom. Remember that name, he is a live wire. Well, Mike Haseman had the benefit, or maybe the misfortune, to catch up with Dane Weston some time ago to understand the Western wiggle.
If one man personifies the energy and excitement that is Stanford 2020, then it's the US Virgin Islands' Dane Weston. From the moment he arrived in Antigua, the 34-year-old was keen to make himself noticed.
My whole body feel like something stinging me. I was excited. Never feel that excitement before.
And how were you feeling when you had that ball in your hand?
I feel like a king, man. I feel like a 10-footer. Yeah, that's how I feel. It's like a kid in a candy store. When I get a ball, it's like a kid in a candy store. You know, when they take a kid to a candy store, he's excited. That's me.
No one gave the USVI much chance of progressing past their opening match against St Martin. But Dane and his colleagues had other ideas, with 2 early wickets from Weston setting them on their way to a famous victory. What about the scenes after you guys won that first game?
Oh, it was heaven, man. Yeah, man, I was in heaven. When we onto the bus, I tell the coach, I congratulate the coach before the match. I said, coach, you're going to be the first to win the 2020 match. And he burst out in tears. He said, guys, you must win. You must win. You don't want nothing less.
And what about some of those moves?
Some of those moves? I've been doing those moves, dancing, when I play my game. Yeah, all the time. When I take a wicket, I have a dance for that. It's celebration.
Want to show us again?
Yeah, man, it's celebration, you know. Celebration, you know. They got to dance when they celebrate it.
Dane may not be shy of showing his feelings on the cricket field, but his hero is a man of far fewer emotions.
In my bag, I take a jewel Garner with me. And when I'm going to bowl, I take him out. A picture, photograph of Joel Garner. You don't see how Joel Garner look when he bowling the ball? He look mean. That's what you want. A fast bowler is supposed to be mean. A classroom bully. That's what a fast bowler means. Classroom bully. I have a game face. It turns me on. It's country versus country. A lot of people believe it's cricket alone. Nah. It's war. It's two flags clashing against each other.
So when you step over that line, it's on.
It's on. It's war. I have my face on a different mode.
If the USBI are going to repeat their feats of 2006, then they're going to have to overcome St Kitts in their first match. But one thing Dane could never be accused of is lacking in confidence. How much are you looking forward to the next stand for 2020?
Man, I'm really looking forward to it, you know. I'm really looking forward to it. The whole country gonna be on us. Those other guys have one country, but we have many. St. John, St. Croix, St. Thomas. We have more.
What's your wish for cricket in USBI?
It is my wish. Everyone come out and watch cricket, enjoy cricket. Because cricket is like a carnival, you know. The only sport that brings the Caribbean together, think about it. Not football, not baseball, not basketball, cricket, only sport brings the Caribbean together.
Stand for 2020, 2008, and you heard the words of Dane Weston. He's a man to be looked at very closely tonight. I wonder if Mike Hazeman is the same since that meeting. Well, St. Kitts won the toss, just a reminder, they elected to bat first, and there he is, Dane Weston. He's a bundle of energy, and he'll be hoping to make a big impact on this St. Kitts batting lineup. There's no doubt we'll have a good crowd on hand tonight as well. St. Kitts just being a short flight away. So to describe the action for you, we go to the commentary box where Pat Simcox is with Tony Cozier.
Thank you, Ian Bishop, and good evening to viewers wherever you are. Looks as if we're in for a good match between two of the neighbouring territories in the Caribbean, St. Kitts and the United States Virgin Islands. Three of them, as you heard from Weston a short while ago: St. Thomas, St. Croix and St. John, three islands. Cannonair, who's had a lot of experience in West Indies cricket at first class level. Colin Cannonair opening the batting, and with him is the left-hander Shane Jeffers. He'll take the first delivery, and it will be the man we just heard from Weston. It will be Dane Weston, character of the 2006 tournament. But we can't start until we get the official word from Lance Gibbs.
St. Kitts and the US Virgin Islands, let's get it on!
Well, I reckon Weston has been getting it on since the last tournament. He's been building himself up for it. Mean is what he says. This is not a cricket match, this is war, he says in his typical Antiguan accent. He is from Antigua, but like so many from here and the neighbouring islands, have gone across to live in the United States Virgin Islands. Getting ready for the start now, as I say good evening to Pat Simcox.
Good evening, Tony Cozier. Good evening to one and all. And watching Stanford 2020 from Africa, South Africa, my hometown, to Miami Beach, where I have some friends. Right around the world, picking up this. What an event. Here we go. Play ball.
Good first delivery. Right up, but missing the leg stump, so they'll go for a leg bye to get things underway for St. Kitts.
Not a bad first ball, Tony. Might have just pitched outside the leg stump. Not too far away from hitting the stumps. good look at that. Yeah, just leg stumpish. With a little bit of swing to the leg side. What a character for the game.
Should have on boxing gloves. Big, strong.
What a follow through. Look at this. Short delivery straight at the man's head, and he's run through past the batsman. Oh, it's all started already.
The thing is, of course, that St. Kitts will want to get their own back on him. They'll want to put as many blows on him as they possibly can. Just to put him in his place. And he started very well. Just a single.
You've got to give him his due, though. He's put his stake in the ground. He's made his feelings known. He's up for it.
You reckon?
Well, he's saying, listen, boys, I'm here for a war. I want to win. I ain't here to lose. Nothing wrong with that attitude. You had 11 of those guys in your team, you're going to go a long way.
Very good delivery. He's had a good first over here, Dane Weston. For all the histrionics and the hype, it's been a good first over.
He carries his heart in his sleeve for sure. Can he bat? Look at the speed. It changes it all the time.
Excellent line. He's got it going, as Weston, in every sense of the word.
You gotta laugh at this. Oh, great delivery, and then he's giving it the histrionics. Here we go. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Excellent delivery. What an over from Dane Weston. Living up to his height. St. Kitts won the toss and chose to bat. Shane Jeffers and Colin Cannon there, the opening batsman. And the bowler to partner Weston for the US Virgin Islands, also from Antigua. And an experienced campaigner is Hamish Anthony. Played for Antigua, the Leeward Islands, also represented the West Indies at one-day internationals. Played English County Championship cricket for Glamorgan. So he's got a very solid background. And a solid build as well. Strong lad. The opponents very well. They play in the Leeward Islands tournament every season. US Virgin Islands, British Virgin Islands. All bowled. Antigua, Nevis, St. Kitts, Montserrat, all play in the Leeward Islands tournament. Anguilla as well. It's a big tournament, so these players will know each other quite well.
Just a hint of swing away from the batsman. And look at that big screen at this ground. It is as good as you see anywhere. I've not seen a better big screen in the world. Be off the pad. Just be one.
Those screens remind me of the drive-in movies you used to go to when you were young.
Well, speak for yourself.
I was young once, and drive-in movies, in fact, had just come in. When I was at school, just early days in Barbados. You ever been to a drive-in movie?
I have. I have. There were big cars in those days. You could fit a whole family in there.
The ball's moving around here. It's swinging for both bowlers, and the batsmen are finding difficulty in laying bat onto it. may not have been such a good idea to bat first.
Well, one wonders what is making it swing. It's just a light breeze, nothing special. I think it's the skill of the bowlers. Got a nice high arm action. They both follow through beautifully. They're quality bowlers. Hit the right area. We saw Weston do that in the first over of the night. Just got to settle. St Kitts, and be careful not to lose too many early wickets here. They've won the toss, elected to bat. Just absorb a little bit of pressure. They're going to get lots of that from the two bowlers.
Ends the over. Good first over. So only 5 from the first 2 overs for St Kitts.
2 overs gone, 5 for the wicket. St Kitts.
Here's the first over from Weston. Spot on with almost every delivery. Good lifting ball. Bang on the stumps. Batsman in some difficulty, searching for it. Excellent first over. So Weston will continue. Lovely night here again in Antigua. Temperature would be in the mid-20s. Nice cooling breeze coming across the ground. That's a nice shot, well fielded. Robin Lewis just knocking it away. Well-timed shot. Time to get the single.
Well, he just a little bit straight, hit it powerfully, but wonderful fielding again, as we've seen throughout the tournament thus far. So much athleticism from the West Indians.
Pretty good for a 42-year-old. US Virgin Islands, the oldest team in the competition on average age. Now, they'll have to hurry. Ooh, that's close. That could well be out. I think they feel they've got him. Ball turned away on the onside. Hamish Anthony it is with the return to Weston. Up to Weston's end it goes. If there's someone ready for the stumps, that's good cricket. Good cricket, and he's gone. Very good cricket. Fielder coming up from mid-on to the stumps. Walden it is.
Very, very good fielding. The presence of mind, stay on your feet. Good look. Now, is the left hand not lumping the wickets as well? Was it the ball? I reckon that's gone.
What does the Eagle say? The Eagle says out. So an early wicket for the USVI. Cannonier goes run out for 3. They've struggled the opening batsman, and now they've lost one of them. 6 for 1 after 2 overs and 2 balls. Batsman comes in, another left-hander in Codwell Rogers, with the USVI really pumped up for this match and an early success. Here's Weston. That'll be a wide. No, it's got to be a wide. Umpire Duncan asked if the ball is over his shoulder, but it really was down the leg side. But he hasn't signaled, but he got away with it.
No doubt that it was down the leg side. And that happens, mistakes by umpires, they're only human. You see it down the leg side, clearly a wide. He got lost in the height. Not seeing the intensity from St Kitts batsmen. They haven't shown that yet. They haven't shown an urgency at the wicket. Urgency to get on with it. And you look again, you can lose 3 or 4 overs along the way. Before you again, you've lost 1 wicket for 6, and You try and recover, suddenly the 10 overs gone. You've only scored 30 or 40. You've got to be careful. You've got to stay focused and intense all the time.
This is really good stuff here from the USVI. And quite the opposite to what you were just saying as far as the USVI are concerned. And this man, Weston, certainly has a lot to do with the energy that they brought onto the field. He's brought it with them, and it's transmitted himself throughout all the other 10 players. And St. Kitts just seem flat, very flat. Won the toss, they're the favourites here. Magnificent delivery. This is a really outstanding start. 6 for 2, and the stumps scattered. Weston strikes.
The Weston shuffle. Well, say what you like. He may speak a good game, but I tell you what, he's delivering. And he's lifting his tide with it. Great delivery. Yorker knocks the off stump out the ground. And here we go. Showtime for Weston.
Jeffers out for 1. Both opening batsmen gone now in the same over. 6 for 2. Tremendous start here for the USVI. They're the underdogs here this evening, but they're playing like the favourites. St. Kitts playing very much like the underdogs. Elsroy Powell is the batsman. So Rogers, who is in strike now, and St. Kitts making absolutely no progress.
Somehow they have to break the shackles. They need to get a boundary or two. Just shake the confidence of St. Kitts. That's exactly what the USVI have done. They've shaken it, and somehow they've got to get it back.
That'll be a wide down the leg side from Anthony. In fact, St. Kitts are the Leeward Islands 50 overs and innings champions, but they're certainly not playing like champions here. That's a magnificent delivery, and what a sight for a fast bowler to see a stump knocked right out of the ground. Got away, well saved. Slipped on the outfield web and still managed to check himself and make the save. Couple of runs. So 9 for 2 as we go down to Mike Hazeman.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Dane, just very quickly. I mean, I'm just turning around to the camera. I guess fair to say you're pretty pumped up.
Of course, God bless Stanford.
That was the sign you had.
Yes, man.
We've got it here as well. So there's a little bit of a message for Sir Alan Stanford. He'll be watching, of course, obviously.
God bless him.
Okay, now you're still halfway through, so plenty more to go. Good luck.
Well, he's right, you know. He's certainly created a buzz in the Caribbean cricket. And what he's laid on here, people just love. He's taken the trouble to do it.
I think it should be reversed. I think Stanford should have a sign saying God bless Weston, because he's made so much of a difference to this competition since the first one in 2006. Plenty of personality, plenty of energy, bit of a star, a showman, of course. Another wide. Nope, not given. Umpires are lenient with the wide calls tonight. Austin Christopher at the opposite end. Ty Duncan also let one go down the leg side a while ago.
Well, throughout sporting history, many sporting personalities have spoken before they performed and then not delivered. And that's sacrilege. You put your neck out, you've got to deliver. Mike Hazeman's still running around the ground. Who's he with now?
I'm actually by myself now, Patrick, but I want to point out something which is going to interest you in particular. There is no dew whatsoever. We've got a bit of a breeze coming from the east. It's behind the ball operating at the moment. There is no dew at all, no wetness in the hand. This can make the spinners more effective. And by the way, you guys, I've never been to a drive-in.
No, we wouldn't have thought so. Not in Australia. Would they have them there? 10 for 2.
It's all about the strikers. As Mohan Bagan host Churchill Brothers, the deadly B&B combination have been too hot to handle, while Odafe and Yomi have steamrolled most defenses. So, which hitman will strike first? Find out.
ONGCI League, Thursday, Dempo versus JCT, 5 a.m. ET and 2 a.m. BT, only on Z Sports.
So stuttering start here for St. Kitts. Both openers gone, and the bowlers right on top, and they've really bowled well, Weston and Anthony. Here's Weston. Getting the ball to swing into the left-hander. Got swerve in the ball. There is that badge on the helmet. That is the flag, the national flag of St. Kitts and Nevis. Those two stars, St. Kitts and Nevis, they play, however, in this competition and in the Leeward Islands competition as separate units. Now they'll have to hurry. Weston's underarm return just misses the stumps. Just doing it in little singles here, missing the ball, blocking it, no big shots.
Now, great slow delivery. Left hand, he couldn't get it out. Missed it. Oh, he was gone. He'd have been gone for all money.
Now, what do you reckon Weston would have done if he had hit the stumps with that return?
Danced, and danced some more.
Somersaults. He would have done everything. Probably given us a tune as well.
He's such a performer, and you can't help if you're sitting watching the television and you're at the ground, you're hoping they win because you want to see him back again. He's bowling his 3rd over, and I don't want him to stop. I want him to carry on. I'd love him to be bowling 10 overs. He's the entertainer. Look at the figures. 2.5 overs gone, 5 runs, 1 wicket. Magnificent bowling. Good on you, Dane.
If they win this, their next opponent, Antigua, his native island. They go through, whoever wins this goes through to play Antigua February the 9th. What a match and what an occasion that would be for Weston. Fine shot. He's given him width, and that's the first shot we've seen reaching the boundary. In fact, almost the first aggressive shot we've seen for the innings. Rogers with that drive through the covers, 16 for 2.
A little bit wide, enough width to free the arms. He finds the gap. It was always going to be 4, but Dane Weston so disappointed with himself. He can't believe he's bowled a wide delivery. Unacceptable. Yes, I bumped into Aldine Baptiste, the coach of Antigua, just now on the ground. Come out to specifically watch the match.
He's got it through again. He's given him width. So 2 boundaries in succession. Rather pricking the balloon of Weston here.
They love it. The party started. They're starting to get momentum now. Maybe they have woken up. It's taken them a while, but this could be the injection. Again, it's too full and it's too wide. Weston disappointed the fielder doesn't stop it. You bowl it there, it's going to go more often than not. I reckon the wicketkeeper just run up and said, listen, make sure it's a bit straighter and change your pace. A couple of slow deliveries chucked in.
He's bowled a few slow deliveries so far and bowled them well. It's an expensive over, 10 off it, 11 now with that single. 21 for 2, 5 overs gone.
For 2 after 5.
Crowds on. Conditions now finally having something to cheer about, having lost 2 early wickets. 21 for 2, but it's even now, 5 overs gone. Scoring rate not what you would expect for the 20 over game, just 4.2 runs per over at the moment. Hamish Anthony will continue. In the commentary box we have a change as well. Ian Bishop and with him Bruce Yardley.
Another one gone. These 2 opening bowlers have picked up the wickets. Hamish Anthony showing all his experience and skill. I wonder if St Kitts can recover from this. 21 for 3 this side at the moment. We're into the 6th over.
Well bowled, it's a beauty. Look at the seam, was perfect. Just came back in a fraction from off stump at the inside edge. And St Kitts are in all sorts of strife here, spirited stuff. Rogers has gone for 13, 21 for 3.
Steve Lyman, the captain, has made his way to the middle, 22 years of age, and with some repair work to be done. He's an interesting personality. His batting has come along. I remember him as far back as the year 2000, when he was part of the champion West Indies under-15 team that took part in the Cost-Cutter under-15 championships in the UK and won. He was primarily a fast bowler then. He hit the winning runs in the final, batting at number 10. Now he bats higher up and he bowls off spin. And all of his batting technique will be tested, because he's playing against a man here who has left a legacy for the Leeward Islands and first-class cricket, Hamish Anthony.
Look at this delivery. Look at the seam position. It's perfect. The perfect outswinger. Michael Holding is one of their legends out there and helping them with their bowling stocks, and it's showing. Last man to fall, just the inside edge, and it just shatters the stumps. Look at this comeback, just a fraction. He was playing for the ball to go straight on. It was the seam position, beautifully bowled.
Now it's turned down by the umpire. Hamish Anthony thought he was in with a shout.
Everything looked right from here in the commentary box. Let's have a look at the pitch map. Pitch is outside off and is probably hitting middle and leg about halfway up. Very, very lucky to get away from with that. And again, if that had been given, that might have been the game all over for St Kitts. It was beautifully bowled. He's been taking the ball away, has Hamish Anthony, and that one just jagged back a fraction off the seam. What an over this is. Look at that. Wicket with the first ball. 4 dot balls. Can this be a maiden? Yes, it is. Beautifully bowled. 21 for 3.
The second maiden over of the tournament, and that was close as well, because I don't think that the ball hit the bat. Looked to have gone straight onto the pad. I have to check and see if LBW is within the playing conditions for this tournament. St. Kitts in trouble in match number 5 here against the USVI. Dane Weston to continue. I wonder what a projected total would be here. At the moment, it doesn't look like much, but before we get ahead of ourselves, we have to try to understand or wait to see what the rest of the USVI bowling armory looks like. Currently, they'll only get to 68. This should be another one gone. Weston has another look at the wiggle. The Weston wiggle is on again. Dane Weston has taken over the Stanford cricket ground.
I was just about to say, Bish, you know, that I think that occasionally Dane Weston is going to go for a few and over because he's outrageous, and I reckon he'd lose concentration every now and then, but that was just about the perfect bouncer. It was climbing on the batsman, and he got halfway through the shot. It's fabulous. It's gone for 1. It's 21 for 4.
Jason Sadler is the new batsman, and I think the look on his face exudes the worrying position of St. Kitts in this encounter. Very well bowled. It's a good Yorker, it's full, and it's swung, and I think it tested everything that Sadler had. It swung very late.
Beautifully bowled first up. He's got a very good cricket brain, Dane Weston. As I said, that he's a vibrant sort of a chap, and I think he maybe lose his way occasionally, maybe lose his focus. We saw that in the last over, but obviously someone's had a chat to him, and he started this over beautifully with a dot ball, a wicket, a dot ball. This is the 4th, and it's another beauty, right on line.
But when you talk about cricket fundamentals and bowling fundamentals, for all the energy and the histrionics that Dane Weston exudes, he's got a very straight run-up, and he keeps his fingers nicely behind the ball at the point of release. He's a good athlete, and I think you'll find that with many of these cricketers throughout the region. The facial expressions and the body language is only an appendage, really. It's only an add-on to a very good fundamental bowling action, because make no mistake about it, he gets the ball mostly where he wants to. There you see good pace as well. Now just let me check, how old is Weston? Let me just check to see. He's 35 on Saturday. I wish I could do that at 35. I couldn't.
He's amazing. He celebrated that bouncer because it was such a good delivery. It wasn't a wicket, but look at us climbing as it gets to the keeper. That is a beauty, and this is a very good cricket pitch tonight. There's lots of pace and bounce, and this is very good for the game. And it's not the fact that he took a wicket. It was just that he knew he bowled a beauty.
Oh, well bowled, and it had to be kept out with some skill. Another wicket made, and 2 for 14 or 4 overs for Weston, 21 for 4.
He's just celebrated the end of his spell. 4 overs, 2 for 14, and that was the last wicket he took. Beautiful, beautiful bowling. This line and length. Plenty happening, LBW shout, very close.
If you've just joined us, St. Kitts under the pump from the USVI. They're 21 for 4, 7 overs already gone. They've lost most of their top order. Weston has picked up 2 for 14 from his 4 overs. He was a huge part of the build-up coming into this game, and he has lived up to expectation. Keith Roy Cornelius is the new bowler taking over from Hamish Anthony. Now this is where you're under pressure as a bowler. Can you follow up on the good work done by the 2 opening bowlers? Wide signaled.
That's pretty harsh, that wide. I guess that's the game we're playing. You've got to attack the stumps as a bowler, but it really should have been thrashed through the offside. When you get lots of width, you should be able to get bat on ball like that. But he's got another chance.
Single taken. 4 pro teams in this competition. Hamish Anthony will know that Sylvester Joseph is captain of the oldest pro team. Mike Haseman is downstairs with Sylvester Joseph.
Yeah, thanks, Bish. I got him alongside me. Of course, you guys are playing the winner of this game. Now, does this scoreline surprise you?
Yeah, we all know how important this game is for both teams, you know, and it's important that you go for it in this competition. And I don't think that the St. Kitts team really come out and really being aggressive and being the type of cricket that is needed to happen out here.
They're looking a bit flat, aren't they, St. Kitts? I mean, obviously, USVI and Dane Weston have stolen the show so far, but they're looking a little bit flat.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the bowlers are bowling well, but you have to. This is a 2020 game, and you have to do something in order to distract them from their line and length, and they're not doing anything. It's a bit flat out there. The team look a bit down, you know. That's why I think they are 24 for 4.
This is a no ball, so that was a no ball rather. So now it's a free hit. As a captain, how tough is this for you? Can only be run out, of course. You've got to split the guys to scatter, I suppose.
Yeah, I think I don't know how the rule is, but I think you cannot change the field if the same bat is on it. So it's good for the bowler to understand that he has to try to go up in the black hole to bowl a proper Yorker.
Yeah, well, he bowled the slow delivery. Butter was a wide, so again, it's another free hit. So we've got a bit of time now. What would you tell? You'd have a plan with your ball. You'd say when this happens, this is what you're going to do exactly.
Well, the good thing about being a professional, being together with the team for so long, we know what we need to do, and the bowlers have the idea what we need to do in every situation now. So it's up to them. So it's just for me as a captain to set the field, and they know what to do.
Okay, so plan A was the slower ball. Do you think they'll try it again for plan B?
Well, I hope so. I mean, if you bowl it correctly.
He's hit it some distance. He's hit it a long way. There is a fielder camping underneath, and of course, if he catches it, it wouldn't have mattered. And again, he didn't catch it. That's been a little bit of a feature so far. The stand for 2020. Very hard to catch a white ball against the black sky. Not too much disappointment, of course, because obviously it was a free hit and he couldn't have been caught. But he certainly made some good connection there. Quite a bit of time underneath it, some tape on those fingers, and really in the end not even close. So that just ends up just short of the rope, which is a little bit of good luck, I would guess, for the USVI. 27 for 4 there at the moment. Sylvester, what about the Dane Weston factor? I mean, you were captain of Dane when he was playing in Antigua some 4 or 5 years. He must have been great to be on the side for starters when you were captain.
Yeah, definitely. He was one of our motivators on the team. You know, he goes after the opposition in a really aggressive way, and that is really good. I believe a lot of the teams or a lot of players, they underestimate his bowling because of the way he talks and behaves. But I think he's really a good bowler. You know, he bowls consistently good areas, and if you have to play the ball, you know, and try to forget about the antics that he has and play positive cricket.
Okay, now call this game. Last question. Call this game. Do you think some kids can get up?
Well, we have to wait and see because we don't know what the other bowlers have to offer. But hopefully we can get a partnership and put up a reasonable, respectable total. You know, it's good that the USVI team is playing and doing the right things, putting the ball in the right areas. If you do that, even though it's a 2020 game, if you have to stick to the basics.
That's over the top. Oh, he almost turned around in time. It was almost like a quarterback in American football that time. Okay, Sylvester, I know your whole team's here. I'll let you go and join them and keep studying the game. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
Okay, there you go. Views from Sylvester Joseph. Pro team, of course, Antigua, and a very good think of the game. He is. Back to you, Bish.
Thank you very much, Mike Haseman. Hamish Anthony was the man who would say he fouled it up because it hit the toe of the bat and didn't travel as far as the batsman expected.
Yes, he took his eyes off the ball, thinking it was going further, I think, and then it had dropped on him very, very quickly, and he wasn't prepared and wasn't in position, wasn't balanced to take the catch. So simple as that. Fierce competitor, and he would have liked to have taken that, and that would have been the icing on the cake.
Keeper standing up and doing a wonderful job. It's 8 overs gone, 28 for 4. Couple of legends in the red shirt to the right of screen at the back, Curtly Ambrose, and to his right and to our left on the screen, Courtney Walsh. They formed a wonderful fast bowling combination. Test match at a one-day level. Curtly's wife at the front in the, I suppose, green t-shirt, flanked by her two daughters, Bridget Ambrose, and the young ones.
Weston's figures were 4 overs, 1 min, 2 for 14. 4 overs, 1 min, 2 for 14. Dane Weston.
I was almost thrown back in time there for a moment. Calvin Lewis. I almost thought Carl Lewis, the former sprinter, 100 and 200 meter sprinter and long jumper from America. Different spelling of the first name, but nowhere near. Slower bowler into the attack and much work to do.
Just at 98.7 Ks at 61 miles per hour. What's he trying to bowl? Is he trying to bowl off breaks, little seamers? It looks like little off cutters. Most unusual action. Yeah, you get one of those little tabs every night you come in. Dedicated fan. Yeah, he's just going to slide on a little bit. Oh, that's a tough call, a wide. They can't see the LBWs, but they can see the wides. That's crook. Oh, has he got? There's a big appeal for a nick behind. The keeper thought it was out. Some of these are very, very faint edges, and the umpire can't hear them. Everybody else can. Could have been slid off the face of the bat. There was a noise there, but given not out. So that's the end of the story. The umpire's decision is final, of course. And just the single. So they're really struggling, St Kitts, 30 for 4. They need a big partnership here, but they can't afford just to sit back and hope. They've got to attack. Just one for every match. The girls are beautiful. They're just full of song and dance and joy. The crowds here are just wonderful. I fell in love with the West Indian crowds when I first toured here in 1978. We had 13 weeks in the West Indies touring with the Australian team. Do you reckon we had some fun, Bish? There were rum boats. It was, it was parties every night. We were trying to play cricket the next day. Things have changed a bit.
Yeah, the cricket interrupted your socializing. Lots of thoughts running through the mind of Captain Liebert. Neckby signaled 9 overs gone, 32 for 4.
32 for 4 after 9 overs.
So a lot of work to do. Where can St Kitts get to? Because the batting lineup for this USBI team, while it may not be one of the strongest in the competition, certainly is competent with Dinesh Anthony and got to give the fans value for money with a decent total. We've only really had one good over. It's just about 11 in that over. The tallest block on the skyline. That should be a wide. There's some untidy stuff in terms of extras coming through over the last couple of overs. The ball has swung tonight. It's very cool conditions out there. I was on top of the balcony for the build-up to the show, and it's almost shivery weather. It's really, really cool. You're out there. Most people would need a sweater of sorts. Now that's left the building, has it? It's just inside of the ropes. 4 runs.
Now that's a very good shot. There's nobody out in the deep, square on the offside. It might have even been called wide. It was pretty wide, but he just got enough bat onto it, and he hit it exactly where it was supposed to go. Hit it through the offside square. Nearly went for 6. That's a very good cricket shot. It was a controlled shot. It was if he meant to hit it there. It wasn't a wild swing. We'll need plenty more of them to get them out of trouble. We've got nearly 11 overs remaining. They're going to need another 100 at least to be competitive on this pitch. It's a lovely cricket pitch. It's pace and bounce. At this rate, they're going to get 81. They're going to up the ante from there, or they've got no chance. And you can see the pace is beating them there. They're late with their strokes or their shots when the ball is straight. And this one's got through the gate. Seam is perfect. Gee whiz, it didn't miss off stump by much either. The keeper is very, very slick, stays down, but the back foot didn't lift off the ground, so he's safe. Some good fun cricket here at the moment.
Well, the objective, or one of the things that Cornelius can do at the moment is hold the ball across the seam, because when he keeps the seam in an upright position, obviously it allows the ball to do